When you're falling, I'll be there above all.
Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I paid a pretty penny for this sealed information. They supposed I couldn't get it, so I guess they thought they had easy money. And he's gonna lump some strawberry ice cream on top of his cone. Well, they obviously don't know how resourceful I am. And he's going to take a lick. He's gonna turn around and he's like, "How's that coming, Arsenal?" You're about 30% through the decryption process at this point.
A little over 20% so far.
All very well.
It's all just one big job. That sounds fun.
And he's going to point to one of his tech guys who's also attached to the network on a laptop. Like, he's attached to the decrypting station. Mm-hmm. It's like, he gives a wordless look. He gives, to which he responds with a thumbs up. And he's going to go back to the ice cream.
The main reason why I'm underreporting how far is give it a little extra time so that maybe I can at least sneak a peek at what kind of data this is.
Mm-hmm.
Though, I guess, out of character, I should remind you that the point of it would be to look through their information on the Hornet, the person we're actually after. But do you.
Yeah.
You do you.
Well, the problem is, he's especially now, he's super paranoid about Epic getting damaged. So, of course. That's why he had disconnected from the network. So I'm assuming there's nothing of importance on the system that's here, other than the cracking software.
Yes, since you are unplugged from the network, mm-hmm. you are a lot safer, but you're also not going to get information.
At the very least, is I can see try and get some hints of whatever this file is that they're decrypting.
Mm-hmm. So, as you're decrypting that, the Duke's gonna turn to some of his goons, offer like ice cream cones to them, and then he's gonna turn off to Firebrand. He's gonna say, "So, what do you make of this current state of affairs in this fine city of ours?"
It's a fine mess, that's for sure.
Fine mess indeed. But all this chaos is giving a large amount of work. It's pushing a large amount of work my way, so I can't really complain.
Plenty of use for a lot of independent mercenaries, that's for sure.
Yes. And to think before, my greatest market was Mega City 3. What a shithole.
I'm trying to remember. 3 was like America, wasn't it?
No, that's 6.
What's that 4?
3 is, I believe, North Africa into the Israel, that location.
Okay.
He's going to start flapping his hands. Oh, you could sell to 15 different sides in that conflict. Warlords galore. And he's gonna look at you and he's like, if my data's correct, I believe you're from that area. It's a shame to see it. Shame, terrible shame to see it so divided.
Oh, it's long since the native people have really been the way that I remember them. But yeah. Constant warfare, several centuries. At least there was a good 1,500 years in between.
Well, that'll do it to a place, that's for sure. You're now at around 60% done decrypting.
Right. And can I start getting an idea of what's in this file?
Mm-hmm. Some things are starting to take shape. You can tell that a lot of it is, like samples, mm-hmm. like information on samples, some data recordings, and some video footage.
Like samples as in biological samples?
Yeah, some biological samples, yes, and a couple of tech schematics.
Okay. Any of those biological samples happen to match the flesh beings samples that we did?
Too early to tell at the moment.
Okay. Taking advantage of my eidetic memory to not just be able to skim what's there and not use computational power to compare stuff.
Yeah. Like, so, have you been around the other megacities? I've been told that doing the 6 is a good pastime amongst the wealthier citizens.
Well, I've got a little bit of property everywhere, but it's been a while since I've taken a vacation, at least a couple years now. Probably about time I do so, really.
I can't help it. The helmet turns over here. Wasn't everything except for the last 3 or 4 months of vacation for you?
I guess it really all depends on perspective. You know, once your job is taking vacations, you try to take a vacation from your vacation, you know.
That would make what we're doing now your vacation.
I'll kind of like smile and give a little bit of a shrug. Well, it's definitely fun.
Gee. All right, it's now around 80% finished.
All right.
Arsenal, I can tell by your accent you're a Mega City Sixer, I believe.
Born and raised, yes.
Born and raised. But unfairly expelled. He's going to raise his eyebrow and gesture with the cone a little bit, if my sources are correct.
Curious to know how you found that bit of info out. I paid a good bit of money to hide some of that stuff.
A little bird told me. He's going to flap his hand away. I have many such birds.
One of those birds wouldn't happen to be a guy with a black cybernetic hand, now would it?
Ah, you're referring to the Black Hand.
And by the way,
thoroughly
the
unpleasant
encryption stops at that point.
So the guy's monitoring. It's gonna like look up at the Duke, and he's gonna look back, and it's like a point of contention.
A very sore point.
Oh, I'm afraid to hear that. Last I heard, he was an enforcer for Mordhau. I'm trusting that's how you have interacted with him.
So far,
I'd call that information classified.
Oh, nothing's classified for long. He's going to shrug
I'm
for a
trying to
second.
pin him down, honestly. Firebrand says, just like running his mouth. You know, after you say classify, it's like, oh, I'll keep talking.
Wait, you actually say you're trying to pin him down?
Yeah, I say, like, I'm trying to pin him down. Like, what's his actual game there? Is
Well,
he
I could
just,
help
like,
you out
trying
with
to
that,
own a whole
Gareth.
bunch of Mordhau and make a bunch of money? I don't know. I don't feel like that's all there is to him.
I could help
It's
you
not
out
just a
for a
mercenary.
nominal fee. Of course. Oh, well, of course, that's for another time.
There's a moment of pause, and I look, and the helmet's looking at him. The information you have for me, will you swear the fact that the source of it is not from Mordhau?
The information that you requested refers to Hornet. I don't believe it's...
No, you said you
What?
know about the fact that I fled from Mega City 6. Means you know information about me, possibly even what my full name is. I'm willing to understand the fact that any information can be found, given the kinds of things that I have been able to find over my time. I want to ensure that you are not working with Mordhau, that you did not get information about me from Mordhau. That's all I am asking. If you can tell me that you did not get that information, honestly and truthfully, from Mordhau, I will finish the decryption. Otherwise, I'm walking.
So you want to know if he,
I'm not asking his source. I'm just saying he obviously knows about me.
Yeah.
I'm not asking his source. I'm just asking him to tell me honestly and truthfully that he did not get information about me from Mordhau. That's all I'm asking.
Mordhau would not part with such information freely. I have my own source within the organization who is independent and loyal to myself.
So you are willing to swear that you did not purchase this information directly from Mordhau?
Cross my heart. And he's going to cross his heart with the cone. Make an insight check.
That's what I'm exactly getting ready to do.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and roll 1, 2 here. They are, of course, competitors.
Mm-hmm. It would appear as if he's telling the truth.
Okay. There's a nod, and the encryption starts back up again, or decryption starts back up again.
All right, the watching guy gives him a signal. He's like, well, let me go with an understanding. Quite a tense situation there. He's going to take another lick of the ice cream cone.
You have no idea right now.
I've missed it, though. And I'll just take another lick.
it's just this incredibly tense like decryption thing. It's like backstory. It's like ice cream.
Meanwhile, me and
backstory.
Scrap are a few blocks away playing Go Fish. Like, do you have any 7?
And do we think we can get a firebrand to bring us a couple cones on the way out?
They don't know about the
Yeah,
codes yet, do they?
I'm assuming
show up
this
with
is
ice
on like
cream. You're like,
intercom.
you
Yeah,
piece of shit.
They're probably on comms. And it's not like they know that I can transmit to them.
Yo, can we get some Rocky Road?
The decryption is now complete.
All right, can I get a quick look at it to see if what's interesting in there?
Make a technology check. I would say the DC is fairly difficult though because this is designed to just lend computing power.
I understand, and that's why I'm doing it me instead of Epic.
All right, that is actually just enough. So you can poke in there, and you can see that there is a lot of it refers to strange creatures emerging on various parts of the globe, not just this city, and a concerted effort to try and hide such things. Right. And there's also actually related to it. Some people there's some speculation on this that the pylons that have been spotted far outside Mega City 4 are somehow connected to this strange anomaly.
So, have we heard about these pylons? Because player-wise, I don't remember any mention of pylons.
They were the pylons that the large walking thing from very early on was moving towards.
So we have some. So in other words, we have some here, but there's some other ones in 4, and 4 is speculating that they're related.
You are in 4. You're Mega City 4.
I thought we were in 1.
Mega City 1 is China.
Okay, my bad. Never mind.
That's where your stuff is right now.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
And that's all you're able to glean before they cut you out.
That's fine. I'm not going to try and sour this entirely on it.
And yeah, the Duke's going to clap his hands. That wasn't so hard, was it?
No. Disconnect.
Would you like some...
Pretty high-grade encryption there.
Yes, which is, of course, why I needed the extra horsepower. Now, could I interest you in some ice cream?
Unfortunately, I can't do it without taking the helmet off.
Well, I'd love some Rocky Road for the road. Let me go ahead and just scoop a couple of these cones here. And Firebrand just like comes up with like an armful.
Well, it's not my ice cream. He's gonna shrug.
No, he creates he creates a holder. Just cardboard holder, and there's 4 ice cream cones in it now.
Now, and he's gonna kind of become somewhat more business-like. What exactly is the information you require? I'll do my best to provide whatever I can.
Well, you've been spearheading this, Firebrand. I'll let you take it still. I'm just the tech guy.
I didn't hear the part where you renegotiated. You already told him that we're interested in coordinates information, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I will go ahead and take it from that point and go. Well, we already know a good bit about what the job that Horn's been up to recently, and we need to know a little bit more about his employers, their actions, and why exactly they're intent on irradiating the whole city.
I'm afraid you misunderstand my extent. I simply loaned him out. I don't control what they do with him. It's regrettable, honestly, that he's been contracted to do what he has, but I have no control over it. I can give you personal details and a work history, though.
That could be a good start.
Very well.
Contact point with him and his current employers will be interesting, too. But
Indeed.
I assume that's more protected.
Yes. And you understand, as he's is working through a file of papers, I am effectively cutting this man loose with this information. I am effectively breaching our contract. So after this, I can't get any more fresh information on him. He's gonna look, kind of looking down, looking up at you across the table. Are you sure you would like this information right now? I won't be able to collect any more.
Firebrand's stroking his chin a little bit. Well, whenever he does get cut loose on this current type of contract, there's no doubt he'd already ally with his employers.
Indeed,
One way or
my
another, that's where
thoughts.
he's going to end up.
My thoughts exactly. In fact, I probably wouldn't be here right now if I wasn't sure of his loyalty. Well, if I was sure of his loyalty, sorry.
But I suspect there might be some attacks happening very soon. It would be good to put an end to those as quickly as possible.
All
So
right.
I'll go with now.
Yeah, so here's this information that I have. So it looks like he's currently under the regular management of someone named Lurch. Flips through it, but I'm sure you already know that. Not very hard to find. All right. Well, personal information first. Let's get it over with, shall we? Gender, male, age 26 years of age, height 5'10", identity one Louis de Croix. He's gonna
Frenchman.
He's gonna lick his thumb and he's gonna flip it. It's like, yes, I can tell by the accent. Grates on the ears, doesn't it? He's gonna take another lick.
You get used to it after a while.
Apparently was a power plant worker. Apparently fell into one of the turbines, supercharged his body or something like that. Not going to pretend to understand. Not really by business. What I do know is that soon after that, he threw himself in with my group, but was obviously showing direct preference to these Children of Liberty folks. Now, I don't exactly approve of loaning out people to one specific organization, so I let them keep de Croix in their own special way, which is why I suppose they have so much influence over him now. I don't really want to have a radical on my team, so he's out. Now, what I know of his employers, one of the larger cells, and apparently the boss goes by the code name Marbo. Now, Marbo runs out of a small pre-flood bunker outside the walls, south of the city. I'm not able to give you a direct look at where he is, but I'm told it is the only lights on in a number of miles. Just nobody's out looking for the damn place. Can't make it out over all the radiation. Of course, it's lingering there, not as dangerous as what was just dispersed in the city. But might have to do some protection while you're on the way there. Because I'm assuming he's going to look at you again. You are going to be on the way there.
We have several plans in motion, but we appreciate the information and the warning.
Yes, of course. And is there anything else, anything specific you would like to know?
TikTok, gotta think of that. What is a specific detail that could really help us here?
I wouldn't be willing to do anything like use his family against him, so I'm not going to ask for that. And I say that out loud, by the way.
Oh, and you see the Duke like put away a little notebook he was taking out. All right.
Sounds to me like our best bet. Or, no, that's sort of things for later. Do you have a dossier of his abilities?
Indeed. It appears to consist primarily of heightened reflexes, thought patterns, and of course, speed. He's used this to great effect to accomplish many contracts for me and for the children. But it's only recently he's moved into the limelight, so to speak, with his little escapades. Now, the blade that he has appears to have been of Ordris design. It's got the same monofiber edge. Very sharp, very dangerous.
I've seen a few of those. Very
Yes.
fun.
Quite. He also uses his speed against his victims in the form of a sonic boom whenever he runs by. We've got several boys who are supposed to work with him go home with ruptured eardrums. Not exactly a subtle technique.
We noticed that.
He's not very
So
careful with it for sure.
he
No.
does. Other than his speed, he doesn't have any, and reflexes. He doesn't have any enhanced physical abilities, strength, toughness, that sort of thing.
Well, he's got clothing and the gear made out of the same sort of material that the Ordress use, so it's fairly light but fairly durable. He's also got some sort of heads-up display. He never really let me see it, but apparently it's pretty advanced. I don't know exactly what it does. It might be X-ray, heat vision. I don't know.
Interesting. It's possible vulnerability right there. All right.
But you said you already knew he was radical. Why exactly did he choose to join up with the Children of Liberty?
It must have been something with how he was treated after his accident. I suppose he could have tried to lash out against the city that wronged him. I don't know. All I knew is that once he had that accident, he was left destitute, which is where I found him.
Probably an accident caused by the corporation he was working for, and then of course the corporation wouldn't take care of things and brushed it under the rug and claimed it was all his fault.
He's gonna make eye contact. Well, not make eye contact, but he's gonna look directly at you. He's like, "Yes, sounds very familiar, doesn't it?"
Mm-hmm. All right, I have a few ideas. I think that's all the information we need for now.
I think I've been well reminded why I shouldn't start another business, too.
Well, you at least take care of the people who work in your businesses.
Well, I try. So, thanks for all the ice cream.
You're welcome. Now, and thank you for keeping your friends at a safe distance.
I'm sure they've enjoyed their time, too, at least.
And thank you for keeping your enforcers at a safe distance, too.
You're welcome.
Do you have any aces,
I
Scrap?
thought we were playing war. I don't know how to play Go Fish. What's
All right,
old
we
name?
head out.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we head out. I drop 3 cones into each of their hands.
Yeah, you just come up there with loaded cones.
This ice cream is pretty good, though.
Oh, yeah. Probably
Scrap's
go back and pay for it sometime.
The cone, let's see, squeezed between the heels of his hands. Best I can do, and it's fine. Because ice cream. This makes as much. I mean, yeah, I guess ice cream's fine.
And of course, as we're all standing around eating ice cream, I'm just gonna kind of look over at Arsenal and go, "Oh, you totally know Carrera is probably gonna end up aware of half of this."
The file he was looking at has to deal with the flesh beings we've been encountering. They've been showing up everywhere else. And if you give me another 20 or 30 minutes, I can finish writing down everything I saw in the file, and we can call it a recon.
Very quietly, Scrap from the corner goes, "Side 3, bitches."
You just like that, don't you?
And it gives me an excuse.
All right, we're between me and Epic because we both have eidetic memory. We're literally writing down copying and pasting everything we can remember into that file after the quick scan.
Nice.
Right. But Firebrand still is going to continue. It's well, it is just one of the more pronouncedly illegal things we've directly and intentionally done.
Trust me, if there had been anything in there that I would have questioned, I would have had an unexplained and catastrophic system failure, and this file would have died.
That probably wouldn't have turned out very well. But I suppose good that it wasn't.
Well, when my suit completely shuts down and you have to carry me out, I don't think they can blame it on us, right?
Oh, these types can blame you for anything they want.
Well, Unfortunately, it doesn't matter.
So I suppose once we're all done with this, you're gonna start heading towards Mega City 1, right?
Depends on a lot of things. We've got to stop Children of Liberty. We've got whatever's going on with the flesh things. As long as the suit doesn't take major damage, I can keep limping by. There's too many things on our plate right now.
Bunch of spinning plates. Gotta figure out which ones are gonna crash. Well, ice
I've
cream.
still been meaning to go talk to Haxus Maximus about our father and see if we can do something to track down the Puppet Master.
Oh, you
We
want to
could
swing
just
by?
dangle her from a roof and then just put it up on social media. You'll find us.
She's in the system right now.
Right. I mean, we could just get her out of the system.
I'm not
Not
doing a
hard to be like,
jailbreak on her.
military, blah, 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 blah. Walking out here on the place.
I mean, we could just go talk to her. I know a guy.
Well, supposedly I
Prison
was trying
visits aren't, like, illegal.
I don't get why we just go after this Hornet guy. It seems like we have the most information on him.
Yeah, that's the main thing right now, honestly. We got to stop any more of those dirty bombs. So we should do sweeps out on the south and try and find this bunker that he's talking about. Get an idea of
Right.
it.
We have the information for the incoming attacks. We have information on this guy. We at least know to maybe look for radioactive particles ahead of time, if at all there are any.
And if we hit him in this bunker first, we might be able to prevent more of the attacks. Because it's just not just Hornet there; it's the guys he's working for.
Incredibly true. So, recon? Lunch?
Yeah.
Ice cream?
I think between you and me, we can do the sweeps pretty quick.
I do
Oh,
have
yeah.
I do have a flight of 12.
Oh, picked up a toy
Yeah.
while you were back in Mega City 6?
Yeah.
He filled out the proper requisite forms.
Yeah.
You wizards and your bureaucracy. That's why I never
I
visit.
passed my
flight
mandatory
power.
wizard. I passed my mandatory wizard flight training. I'm completely certified in all
when you
forms
filled
of
out the
arcane
original-
flight.
Will not accidentally fly into a jet turbine like a goose.
From flying carpets to energy beams, I'm set.
From let's see here. So you filled out the requisite form 26B, but the thing was that was for a blight power. So they actually had to go back and refill it. So you have to fill out 26AB, which comes out to blight. Common mistake. A lot of forests are dead because of it. But hey, it keeps us in business because we guess who gets to clean it up.
Bureaucracy was the real
The,
villain all along.
the bureaucracy perpetuates itself.
So it looks like scans and then bunker.
Yep, we're gonna find this bunker, get an idea of it as best as we can, and then bust a bunker.
We could probably get what was it? Vodern and Dex in on the scanning too. They probably have the technology for this.
Yeah, the more we can get. Well, I think the first thing is we just have to get eyes on it, figure out exactly where it is.
Right, but if they start on a patrol, these things could be safe while we go deal with the bunker, in case, they slip past us or something.
That's true.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's head back. And nothing else, we need to probably update Curier on what's going on. Especially if he finds out about this through us instead of through somebody else, he'll probably be less mad.
That's very true. It'd be nice to keep him happy. He's a nice guy.
Yes.
So,
Alright, we head back to task.
Okay. So we're gonna do like a smash cut to like, what? The Duke is a criminal. He's scum.
Oh boy,
that's
Chief
what
Mad
someone
Nat.
else said.
Turn in your badge and gun.
I gave him an ice cream cone.
Shit,
Loose
Chief's
cannon
pissed.
cop on the edge.
And by the way, here's a copy of here's the 75% copy of that file he wanted decrypted.
I mean, I guess this information could be valuable.
But more importantly, we have an idea of where the Hornet's operating out of, the group he's working with, and might be able to stop him from before they set off another dirty bomb.
And what did you have to give up for this information?
Some processing time to decrypt that file.
Basically, the other 25% of it.
Well, no.
Huh.
The whole thing was encrypted. It's just between me and Epic. That's what we could remember the file as it was decrypted.
All right, that's okay. He's gonna kind of knead his forehead, and he's like, okay. That isn't so bad. Okay, and you have a lead on this Hornet character. He's gonna look up at you, right?
Yes, and the group that he's working with, the part of the cell that he's working with,
Okay.
the ones responsible for the first bomb.
And what exactly do you plan to do?
Punch it.
That's fair.
Well,
That's fair.
we got to recon the area first and see exactly how big of a operation it is. And then if it's small enough, we'll take care of it. And if not, well, then we might ask for some task forces as backup.
All right, we do have some spare personnel now that the fighting's died down. I'll see what I can do. All right, you're cleared to check it out. Check out only, then report back to me, and we can assign you some people.
Exactly. I want to
Only
get
looking.
eyes on it first, and then we can do research to maybe get schematics and everything else, so we can figure out a way to get in there.
Right. Well, I don't approve of your methods. Appears as if you've reaped some good results, so good work.
That's what I'm here for.
You got a gold star, yeah.
Terrible methods. That's
Yeah.
what I'm here for.
It's the silver star because of the method.
Silver star.
Would have been a gold star if we'd done it right, but no, so only silver.
Only silver because you consorted with criminals.
I like to imagine just like all of task is just motivated by getting gold stars now. I had like an entire computer science course where everyone just kept getting gold stars. That was part of the grade.
Yeah, they
At
don't
my
have.
At my company,
Uh-uh.
everyone's obsessed with badges. Like you get these online badges. And
Oh
on
gosh,
your,
they
like-
have achievement systems that work now.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
Jesus.
have they're literally like achievement systems. So every time you volunteer, you participate in some ridiculous corporate project.
Oh, this is
they
the
give you,
real
like, a
cyberpunk
badge.
future.
I was gonna say
What's
that
your-
instead of the ribbon bar that all of them have on the uniforms, they just got a bar for all their gold stars. They actually wear all their gold stars.
There's a. You guys ever watched the show Metalocalypse when it was on?
No,
Oh
never did.
yeah.
There was one episode where they're getting, what was it? Therapy practically, and every time they did something that was good for them, they got a gold star. And it made
Oh
them lose
yes.
their minds. And at the very end of the episode, like the therapy band, and they go like, "Yeah, we figured out you could just buy gold stars. We just
Yeah,
ordered
you
like
can't
100,000
manipulate
of
us
them."
anymore. We bought as many as we want because we're millionaires.
I think they were like trillionaires. They're the leading global
Yeah.
superpower with a metal band.
They're single-handedly ruining our economy.
Yeah,
It's
explodes.
fantastic. Oh, I miss that show. All right.
I
so
worked for the studio that made that show.
Shit.
Mouse?
Nice.
Nice. How many gold stars you got?
Enough.
So I believe
Well,
now is
really-
the time for recon.
Yeah, recon.
Indeed.
But yeah, there's a really funny story. One day I was working in like one of the editing bays, and so I'm like, whatever, minding my own business. But they're like, you're playing this clip over again. You remember the episode where they try to quit smoking, and then they had to run up these stairs, and they ended up smoking at the top of the stairs
Yeah.
after they passed out. So they were playing that clip over and over again, and I just walked in. I'm listening to the joke, and I just bust out laughing because it's that scene at the end where they're all lying on the couch puffing on cigarettes. And so I just break out laughing, and the two guys who are working, they just stop and they stare at me. And I look at them, I'm like, oh, listen, I'm sorry. I know you probably already heard this like 1,001 times, so it's not funny to you anymore, but that was like the most hilarious joke ever.
Metalocalypse had pretty solid bits. Anyway, sorry, continuing on. Unless we're Oh, we're ticket typing. Okay.
Tick tap. Okay. So you are going to survey the area.
That is right. And see how radioactively damaged we get in the process.
And I wasn't thinking of using it as to a base for more immunities. Don't worry about that. As silly as that would be. +1 immunity to fire, +1 immunity to. Let's just see how far I can go with this.
I'm immune to one thing at a time.
No, I wouldn't
Yep.
do that.
That was some bullshit.
That would
A
be
little
dumb.
bit,
I
yeah.
thought about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, well, why don't I just have it like
I
on a
mean, I guess if you were
switch?
Darwin from the X-Men or something.
But what if?
But that's not what's happening here.
All right,
Alright.
so we break up the set. We break stuff up. We all have our own little flights to try and spot this bunker.
Okay.
Majority of the crew can fly now, so this is nice.
So, do any of you have subtle on your flight?
I have subtle 1. People will not hear it. Or at least not more than wings flapping.
Yeah.
I have something called insubstantial on mine. Does that count?
Wait, are you covering ground with your insubstantial? With your shit. Let me go back here because I think. Yeah, it would take you an extremely long time if you're doing astral projection to look around.
Well, Flight 12 is still, like, faster than anyone else. But it doesn't have the subtle modifiers.
So no, that's why I was
Things
asking.
won't interact with you, but you'll still make noise doing so. As the travel power. If you just did the remote sensing, yeah, at Flight 4 you would be, like, slower than a car.
It would take some time if you actually get there in the first place.
So there's the toss-up between those two. If you want to be sneaky, you do it way too slow. If you do it obviously, well, at least no one can hurt you.
Okay. I mean, oh,
You could always toss one more point onto everything if you had it.
so
Flight 11, subtle 2.
Jesus. Okay. I mean, you guys, are we assuming we're wanting to be sneaky?
I think they're just doing a flyby, a continuous flyby of whatever this thing
Yeah.
is.
I can SR-71 this thing.
See, I'm doing subtlety through range.
You're just flying so high it doesn't matter.
I have extended vision, so I can fly higher.
I'm
and still
assuming
see.
at flight 12 I'm traveling so fast that a lot of people just literally can't. It'll be like a pew, and then the sound comes by 7 seconds later.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I guess that kind of
fly
makes me on the whole one of the harder ones to just detect at close range.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay. And so as you comb the landscape outside, a lot of it is just a kind of weak, spindly trees that have sprung up since the floodwater receded. And most of the land is still pretty sodden with small lakes dotted all over. But there are some higher hills. And in those hills, I'm going to say
Is the sound of
Arsenal
music?
does detect a small compound. You can really only notice it by the couple of trucks parked outside
Okay.
and one of the pummels that has once again been repainted squatting by the door.
All right.
That's about as much as you can make out from this distance.
Can I make out any like, especially when people like military make bunkers and that sort of stuff, there's usually like numbers plastered on the side or something like that. Is there anything like that? Like identification numbers? Like, bunker number or whatever?
There doesn't seem to be. You can't really identify anything from this distance, and the door is in a little alcove because it's dug into a hill, so you
Okay.
can't see what's on the door.
That's fine. I mark the GPS location.
Mark it on your Pip Boy.
Yep. So that way I can go back and we can look up. Hey, when these were built, which one was built at this particular spot?
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, after I'm safely out of range, because I don't swerve or anything like that. I just keep going. So it's like, even if they spot me, I don't look like I spot them.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I'm out of range, then I send communication to all the other searchers. Say, hey, I think I found it. Heading back to base now, so we can pull up info.
Right. Actually, with you identifying where it is, that means that we could always bring Axiom closer to it, and he could always astral project in.
There's
And
that
I could
too.
always do some nonsense
Yes.
like turning into an animal and just kind of walking around it, and nobody cares.
That's what I would. That's what I would propose. Let's just check it out right now.
There's that, and there's also we can go, look up old schematics and get an idea of what was originally there.
What? That tin can suit doesn't have a MiFi hotspot?
Not this far out here.
Right, this
Right,
is
so
where you like
we've-
pull in like the Shadowrun toaster train so that you get Wi-Fi.
Okay. Arsenal, go back until you get a signal. Do your little uplink Google search thing. I will go and actually project.
Right,
you guys-
you can
you
land
guys do your-
nearby. I'll protect you while you're vulnerable.
And yeah, that's what we'll do. And then we'll link up.
Okay. So what exactly is the plan?
I will actually project into the bunker to check it out. Arsenal, I guess, is going to go find a cell phone signal, so you can search Google Maps or Google for for information on the bunker. And then once we both get information, I guess we'll meet up together and we'll corroborate and collaborate.
Right.
Okay,
And I
so
will
you're-
be with Axiom while he astrally projects in case anyone stumbles upon him, disguised as an animal.
Okay, so you're going to remotely penetrate the bunker.
Yes, not quite that word. Phrasing.
They're going to move closer first, but
You're no, I'm not going to keep going to that. You're going to go inside. You're going to... Okay. So I assume you're going to the door as opposed to just mashing through ground, right?
Well, I'm in my astral form. I'm assuming I can pass through walls or any kind of opening.
You can, but you probably can't see while you're inside a wall. So you probably wouldn't want to go through too many thick ones in case you lose your way. Like if you got stuck in the ground, you might not know which way's up.
That's true. I'll just go through the door.
All right. So parked in front, you can see several nondescript trucks. And as you pass, actually, wait. And as you pass through the big doors, it immediately becomes a hive of activity on the other side. You can see large amounts of Children of Liberty goons moving around all sorts of supplies and material. They're just moving all helter-skelter, quite chaotic movement. But you can also see there are several people dressed quite differently. Give me a sec.
It's our friends.
Gonna scroll down until I can just. I had this guy a long time ago. Holy moly! Yes, I did. Damn.
you've been waiting for
There we go.
years to use this guy.
No, I really have not.
I'm joking.
You see some of these guys.
Oh hey, Mordhau punks.
Mm-hmm. They're not as much mingling with all the other people. Rather, they look like they're unloading a specific skid.
All right, I checked that out. What are they unloading?
They look like from the outside, they look like basic wooden crates. But looking within those, you can see they're filled to the brim with ammunition.
And where do they seem to be taking it, or is there, any rhyme or reason to where they're unloading?
Looks like they're taking it down the hall here into a warehouse. So they're stockpiling it for now.
So this looks like they're setting up this base, not evacuating it.
No, it doesn't look like they're evacuating.
All right, is there anyone I can see that's obviously in command or in control or giving?
Let me think for a second. Fuck it, yes. There is a guy. Fuck it. Here's the main villain. It's the guy.
Uh-oh. And you don't even know who he is.
Nope.
Yeah, I have no clue who this guy is, so I'm just gonna saunter on over and check out what he's up.
Okay. Give me a sec. Let me find his sheet.
Yeah, he can see people in the astral plane. Hey, what's up, dude?
So it's like talking to somebody, and as you get closer, he kind of like trails off talking to somebody, kind of cocks his head a little bit, and then he's going to keep talking. It appears as if he's just talking about how the payment had better come through, and like the payments have been late last time, and it's better not occur again, or there will be consequences.
Is there any like screens, pieces of paper, you know, anything that I can glean from the screen or something about what's going on?
It looks like the person he was talking to, which looked like one of the coordinators, did have a laptop open, but while he was talking to him, he kind of leaned over and shut it.
All right, okay, I got it. So I quickly make my way out of the bunker. Is there anything else, any unusual piece of equipment, technology, something I need to know about these dirty bombs? I'm assuming I know what they look like.
You said you moved out, right?
Well, in my perimeter search, did I find anything like that?
Not in the perimeter search, no.
Okay, I obviously know the jig is up, so I go back to my body and I snap awake and I tell Firebrand, yeah, I think I met someone and I think he saw me.
Oh, who?
And I
Is it
just
Lurch
describe
or?
I describe Baron Nemo's silver arms there.
Oh, you saw the Black Hand. Yeah, he's got that weird polygonal head stuff going on.
Well, yeah, thanks for not letting me know that there was a guy who could see me in my astral form. So I think he kind of knows we know he's here.
Well, I didn't know. I don't have an astral form. I'm pretty
All
sure I
right.
don't. Hold up. And he like concentrates real hard for a second. Nope.
Okay.
Nope, definitely don't.
I get on the comm with Arsenal, and I'm like, Arsenal, I think I found the Black Hands, and I think he knows. I think he knows that we know that he knows that we know that he's there.
You found who?
You what?
Send in the goons.
This Black Hand dude, this dude that you've been looking for this whole time. He's at this bunker, but he knows we were looking for him. He saw me.
Well, he's safest in there, and if he leaves, then he's all ours.
How many people are in there?
And I describe it. I describe the general layout. It's a major installation. They're stocking up on supplies. I definitely saw crates of ammunition. If there's a place where they would be assembling dirty bombs, this is probably the place it is. So there's probably a whole bunch of them floating around.
Shit, way too many for us to take on our own. All right. Keep an eye on the place. If you can, don't let any trucks leave. I will get with Curer and let him know.
All right, I turn to Firebrand and go. He could definitely spot me while I'm in my astral form. So you're gonna have to turn into like a pigeon or a hawk or something, and be a little bit more discreet in the scouting. And I'll just chill out here. And I think we need
Sounds
to
like
bring
a plan.
I think we need to bring Scrap over here too. So could someone like I guess I'll call Scrap. Hey, Scrap, we need you.
All headed right over.
I'll be there sometime next week.
I'll get a taxi cab.
Jeez.
Out past
This
the
is where
wall.
Arsenal probably just hauls him along or something.
Yeah, I'm probably heading. I'm heading to go pick him up because
Yeah.
I gotta go talk to Career and other stuff.
And
Yeah.
I'm just watching the road in the bunker.
And so as you guys watch, you see the Black Hand along with 6 other goons open up the door. He's gonna kind of walk out scowling. He's gonna bark something to the goons, and they're going to unsheath what looks like a couple more HWAP suits. He's gonna like round them up, and the guy's gonna start using forklifts and dollies to get them inside the bunker.
I'm getting I'm getting a very David Koresh, Branch Davidian type of vibe in this whole thing.
And as they are moving them, the Black Hand is actually going to sit down on the asphalt a couple feet away, and he's gonna close his functioning eye, and his red eye is going to switch off. Let me just see here.
That
He's
doesn't look
projecting.
familiar at all.
Oh God.
That's not good.
Both of you. Actually, both of you can detect like other dimensional energies and stuff, right?
Yes, I am a wizard. I have mystic senses.
I sense divine stuff, but accurately. I
Okay,
don't know
so-
how much you've lumped the two together, so.
Yes. Actually, if one of you senses magic and one of you detects divine things, you wouldn't actually feel anything.
Okay.
So you guys are sitting there, and you would kind of feel like something wash over you for a second. Then it's gonna kind of wash over you uncomfortably. It feels very cold and hard.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to uncross his legs, stand back up, and I assume you're like a fair ways away, like behind an outcropping or something like that.
I'm
Yeah,
literally
I am.
flying in the sky as a bird.
All right,
Yeah, and I'm a few dozen or 100 feet away, hiding behind something.
yeah. So first, he's going to look directly at where Axiom is hiding. Then he's going to look up in the sky. He's going to like line up the finger gun with you, and then he's going to walk back inside.
Well, that was disconcerting.
Yes. So, Arsenal, you
Mhm.
are getting close to arriving back at the rock.
And I was on the comm with Career, let him know
Okay.
it's apparently the major base. Mordhau is unloading military grade hardware. We're gonna need some backup.
All
Yeah,
right,
bring everyone.
Like
As
how many personnel do you need?
everyone.
We got a lot of people,
all,
dude.
all of them. Bring everyone you can spare. I tell
Yeah.
I tell
Yeah,
Arsenal
this is
about
Arsenal's
his,
bargain. Let's see what he got.
And you're sure that this area
tell-
this is an area of tactical importance, right?
I tell Arsenal about this Black Hand's little magic trick and the fact that he has a bunch of super suits in there.
You're in the forest.
If nothing else, we have evidence. We have direct evidence of somebody offloading Mordhau technology and munitions onto what is classically defined as a terrorist group. On top of that, this is from our
Secret-
information, this is the base of the people who did the first dirty bomb and may have plans to do more. Does
Don't
that
forget secret
satisfy
base.
your rules for a major incursion?
He's gonna steeple his fingers for a couple seconds, and it's like he's gonna kind of say like, "Damn it, Voldern's in Singapore, but I can get you Lucius, and I believe actually Dexter is a bit of a requirement here at the lab. I could send you Human and Lucius, as well as I could send you 200 of our own men."
All right, that works, but we need to get there as quickly as possible. There's I don't know how long the Mordhau representatives are going to be there, and I know for this to really work, we have to catch them red-handed.
We'll scramble gyros.
All right. I'm swinging by to pick up scrap.
Okay. Scruffy can't get him. Think? You think you can escape? You think you can escape?
It's the Limbago
They
problem. He can't
superimpose
clean.
Scruffy's head over the black hand.
You can't escape.
He can't get on the roof. We've been over this. This is the one place that's
You think you can escape?
He's got roof access.
It can't be done. Who do you think's gonna get all those balls off the roof? Scruffy. Anyway. Wait, is he actually just gonna show up at that size now? Okay, good. Okay. So I'm gonna switch to one that has been specifically prepared for some time. So as you take off, the base is in red alert. Well, not red alert, but everybody is starting to everyone's running around. They're gathering up all their equipment and they're running onto their transport ships. And Scrappy, you would notice that this is a hive of activity that you haven't seen in a long time.
Interesting. It's finally getting out to do things instead of just sending us out to do it.
Yes. And Lucius as well is gonna come like screwing on his armor. And he's gonna see you two and he's like, ha, it's about time to make a fight, huh?
We agree.
Little weird, but okay. And he's gonna sprint off to towards one of the other ships, and then Yeoman's gonna come out. He's obviously extremely nervous. It's like, you guys are used to this, right?
Not exactly.
Oh well, I think I might stick by Lucius. You know, like provide some fire support. You know, and he's gonna like heft his bow.
That's fine. We just need to make sure they don't escape. These are the people who did the dirty bomb.
He's gonna kind of firm up then for a second. He's like, all right, I'm ready. I'll be there. Hopefully not too soon, not too long after you guys arrive.
XCOM thing giving PSTD.
Exactly.
Hey, just as long as they don't throw an alien grenade as soon as the transport lands.
It's always going to. That's the problem. That's why I have it.
Okay.
Go old school original XCOM.
Jeez.
Real fast. Does anyone have any experience programming alternate effects into the power bit on this? Because whenever I set it to alternate effect, it just sets the rank or like the cost to 1. And that's not right. Does anyone?
I just make like completely new macros every single time.
Well, not macros. I'm just talking about like on the power page.
Oh, yeah, I never click that button ever.
Oh, okay, fine, whatever. I'll just fiddle with
Yeah.
it then. Fine.
Exactly. I
Continue
have them.
along.
Because
I
it
have the
just prints
macros for
whatever's
my-
on the page.
Yeah, I have the macros for my my attacks and everything else.
I just use it for bookkeeping.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, I see what's happening. I'm dumb. Just kidding. Go ahead. I figure what's wrong.
So I'm flying around and then I hear like incoming, see like 200 squadcopters coming in.
Yeah. You would see like a dozen large like transport helicopters coming over the horizon.
Yeah, and I give them advance warning that they know we're coming.
Yeah. And like probably maybe 5 minutes before the helicopters arrive, you can see a light up in outside the bunker, and you can hear some like muffled shouting from inside.
There's nothing actually on the surface anymore at this point, right?
There's like a radar dish, but that's about it. It looks pretty defunct.
Okay, so no like personnel or anything, just the entrance to the bunker.
Yeah, no. But
So-
you can also hear like from the inside with like the shouting and the alarm start. You hear like this heavy shunk sound from the door.
Yeah, they're barricading it up.